equals let's say you want to find the equation of the line. Find the equation of the line that passes through 2 comma negative 5 and has okay, so first part, and it has slope -3. So so it says find the equation of the line that passes through the point 2, -5. So we are given 1 point on the line, and in part A we are given the slope as well. So if I am given the slope, right, then what's the equation of the straight line? Say it again. Y minus -5, right? Which is equal to the slope, right? The slope multiplied with x minus 2. So that's the equation of the straight line. You can simplify that, right? But I'm not going to bother at this point. You can simplify that. Part B. Part B, let's say I want to find the equation of the straight line going through the same point 2, -5, and is parallel oops, I can't even, it's parallel to x-axis. Can someone tell me that? I want to find the equation of the straight line going through the point 2, -5, and it is parallel to the x-axis. So that it's a horizontal line, right? So what's the equation?
Y minus -5 equals 0.
Slope is 0, right? So it's basically y minus 5 is equal to 0, which is see what's going on here is let me make a graph here pretty quickly. Let's say we are talking about the point 2, -5, right? So you can think of, let's say this is 1 and this is 2. So where is the point 2, -5? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the point, let's say 2, -5, right? Everybody's okay with that? And then we are told that we have a straight line going through that point, right? Which is parallel to the x-axis. So what straight line do I get? Okay, so we get a straight line like this going through this point here, and we are saying that the equation of that is y is 5, right? Does that make sense? And it makes sense, right? Because every point on the line has y coordinate what? 5. Every point on the horizontal line, not 5. It's what? -5, right? Y is -5 because the point is 2, -5. So every point on the horizontal line has y coordinate equal to -5, right? So y is always -5. X could be anything else. X could be anything. So if I want to know the equation of, so anytime I want to know the equation of a horizontal line, the equation of a horizontal line is always y equals to something, right? So generally speaking, if you have a horizontal line, if you have any horizontal line, and let's say the height of the horizontal line is d, d could be positive or negative. In that case, the equation is basically y is d. Y is equal to, yeah.
When we're later on, when we're finding the slope to the equation with tangent lines,
Yeah.
What form do you want us to use?
We will talk about that when we get there.
Okay.
When you say form, you're talking about point slope or... Yeah, it doesn't matter which form you use, yeah. As long as it's correct. Okay, so part C, let's say now I want to know, I still have the same question. Find the equation of the straight line going through the point 2, -5. And now I'm saying and is parallel to y-axis. Okay? So now the situation is more like this. Let me make a general picture. So if I have a straight line which is parallel to the y-axis, it looks like this, right? It's a vertical line. So let's suppose that the x-intercept of this vertical line is 5, right? No, sorry, let's say C. So what is C? C is this point here, okay? That point is a C. So what's the equation of this vertical line? The equation of this vertical line is given by x equals to C. Am I making sense? X is always equal to C. Okay. So now, in order to answer this question, we know that our straight line goes through the point 2, -5. Okay, and it is parallel to the y-axis. So what would be the equation in that case? So what's the answer here? X is equal to 2, right? Because it goes through the point 2, -5, right? Remember? So right now we are asking for which line? We are asking for this vertical line, right? We're asking for the equation of that vertical line going through 2, -5. So that means the equation of that would be x equals to 2. And the other one was y equals to -5. Is everybody okay with that? Okay. That was C. Part D. The question is parallel to 2x minus 4y equals to 3. So again, the question is find the equation of the straight line that goes through the point 2, -5, and it is parallel to this straight line. The straight line having this equation. Okay? So how do I answer that? Well, before I answer that, let's review something. If I have, let's say this is again the x-axis, the y-axis, x-axis, y-axis. If I have two parallel lines, if I have two, if I have two parallel lines, so let's say these two straight lines are parallel. One of them has slope m1, the other one has slope m2. What can I say about the two slopes? They are the same, right? m1 is equal to m2 because these two straight lines are parallel. So if you have two straight lines that are parallel, they have the same slope. Okay, M1 is the same as M2. So in this case, how do I answer that question then? Well, I know a point on the straight line, right? I am trying to find the equation of a straight line that goes through a point. I know the point, but I don't know the slope, right? So I need to come up with the slope of the straight line I'm looking for. I know that the slope of the straight line I am looking for is the same as the slope of the given line, right? So how do I find the slope of this given line? How do I find the slope of this line here? Well, all you have to do is put it in the slope-intercept formula, right? So if you put this in this form, so I have 2x minus 4y. What is that? 2x minus 4y is 3. And I'm going to solve for y, okay? So negative 4y would be negative 2x plus 3, right? And then I'm going to divide out by negative 4. What do I get? Half x minus 3/4, right? You guys agree with that? So then, if you put, so we put the equation in the slope-intercept formula. The coefficient of x tells you the slope. So that's the slope. Okay? The coefficient of x, that's the slope. So now we know that we are looking for the equation of a straight line going through the point 2, negative 5, and it has slope half. So what's the equation of the straight line? What's the answer? Equation of the straight line going through 2, negative 5. So the equation of the line going through 2, negative 5 with slope what? Slope half would be what? You apply the point slope formula, right? So what is that? Y minus 5, slope is half, x minus 2. And that's the equation of the straight line, which is going through 2, negative 5, and it is parallel to the given line. Okay? So always, whenever you are asked to find the equation of a straight line, what do you need to know? You need to know the slope, you need to know one point. Okay? Or you need to know the slope and the y-intercept. But again, y-intercept is just a special point, right? If you're given the y-intercept, you have the point 0b, right? So all you need to remember, if I want to write down the equation of a straight line, I need to know the slope, I need to know one point. Okay, so that's that. There is one more fact that you need to know about straight lines, which is the following. Suppose that I have my x-axis and y-axis like this, and let's suppose that I have a straight line which is this one, and then I have a straight line. Let's say this straight line has slope m1, okay? And let's say I have another straight line which is perpendicular to this one. So how do I make that? Is that vertical enough? Oh, let me just say I am talking about a vertical line here. So this has, let's say, slope m2. So what's the relationship between m1 and m2? Yeah.
M1 slope is the inverse of m2.
Yeah, so m2, so basically m1 multiplied by m2 is equal to negative 1. In other words, m2 is negative reciprocal of m1. m2 is the negative reciprocal of m1. Okay? So if you have two vertical lines, the relationship between the slopes is given by this equation. Okay, so that's another factor that you need to remember. Am I making sense? Now, let me ask you this question. So let's say I want to find the equation of the let's say I want to find the equation of the straight line that passes through that same point 2, -5, right? But it is perpendicular to the same line that I had before, 2x minus 4y equals to 3. Then what would be the slope? What would be the slope then? So my question number E, okay, is that I am looking for the equation of a straight line passing through the same point 2, -5, and it is perpendicular to what was that, 2x minus 4y equals to 3. And remember, we rewrote this one as what? We rewrote this equation as y equals to what? Fx minus 3/4, right? So in this case, what would be the slope? What would be the slope in this case? It will be the negative reciprocal of the slope of this guy. The slope of this guy is half. The reciprocal of that is 2. And its negative of that is -2. Okay? So what's the answer then? The point is still 2, -5. So it's y minus -5 is equal to, the slope is, as you said, -2 multiplied by x minus 2. Everybody's okay with that? Questions, anybody?
Should we simplify this?
You should. I am just not doing it. Okay. I am being lazy today. Okay. But, yeah, but you are required to do it. All right. So here's some facts about circles, right? And that'll be the end of review of analytic geometry. So let's say I have a circle, and let's pick the x-axis right here. Let's pick the y-axis right here. Let's say this is a circle centered at the origin, okay? The center is at the origin, and let's say the radius is r. So this is a circle of radius r centered at the origin. Then what's the equation of this circle? What's that? The equation of this circle then is given by x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. Okay. And however, what if the center is not the origin? What if the center is not the origin? Let me make another circle, and this time let's say the x-axis is right here. That's the y-axis, x-axis, and the center this time here is, let's say, h comma k. The coordinates of the center is given by hk, and let's say the radius is given by r again. What's the equation? Yeah. So the equation would be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Very good. So you remember. Okay. So the equation of the circle centered at hk with radius r is given by x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Okay. And I'm not going to do any more exercises with this. You'll see some problems in the homework. Just try to do them, and if you can't, just ask me. Okay. So there are questions like write down the equation of the circle with this center and this radius. Write down. You might be given the equation of a circle, and you'll be asked, "Hey, what's the radius?" Am I making sense? All right. So I will let you do that. Okay. So this is the end of analytic geometry, and I think this might be a good place to take a break. So let's take a couple of minutes of break, and then when we come back, we will start trigonometry. Okay. Usually a lot of students forget about trigonometry when they come and take this class. So I will review as much as I can, and everything that you need to know about trig that we'll be using here.